Namaste, how are you? I hope all is good and fine and a better mental state this year, hopefully. So, speaking of your mental state, do you know the distance between the mind and the heart? Invariably, people are talking from one mind to the other mind. It is always mind chatter, mind talk. One mind is talking to the other mind. Especially I have noticed this when there is a fight. You are shouting at that other person, shouting and screaming. Two people who are fighting, if you've noticed, they scream and shout at each other even if they're that close to each other. What happens is, at that time, there's no feeling of the heart in them. The hearts are drawn far away versus people who are in love. When they're dating, courting, they're in love. When they're in love, a whisper also can be understood by the other person. They don't even need to talk. Their eyes can talk and the other person understands what they have to say. Because their hearts have come closer. Invariably, we are in the mind-related conditions. Everything we are analyzing, recreating, reversing, doing all that is going on in the mind. Why did she do this? Why did he say that? Why this? Why that? The mind is constantly on a roller coaster. If you travel that distance from the mind to the heart, which is an 18-inch distance, you will see another perspective of that same person whom you are constantly thinking about. So shift the focus of your mind to the heart. Try this as an experiment. If you're talking to somebody, it's like a debate going on, and if you feel you're at a dead end and that person is somehow not trying to understand what you're trying to say, and it's a deadlock, like you're saying something, he's saying something, you're saying something, he's saying something, and nothing, no answers come out of it. It's a deadlock. For a moment, just be in awareness, be in silence, observe that person and mentally try to reach the heart of that person. Now when you talk, you connect to his heart and talk. Not the mind. Connect to the heart and talk. When you connect to the heart, you will notice your sur changes, the tonality changes, words change. They are more softer, they are gentler, they are not hard hitting. And that person also will understand the point you are trying to make. Try this as an experiment. Like many times it happens that you're arguing with somebody and the other person just doesn't seem to get your point, and it's going on and on and on, the arguments. Come down to the heart level and talk to that person with the heart. Connect to his heart. You will be in a better space, so will the other person be in a better space. Try doing that. There are a lot of these mind-related workshops, like time management, mind management, and God knows what all. So, and I have noticed that they have not been that successful. They're successful for a little bit. Because all mind-related, all these things are, all mind-related games or mind-related stuff. I would suggest to you that instead of doing a mind-to-mind talk, come down to the heart and do a heart-to-heart talk. We always say that also so many times if there's a fight. Okay, just have a heart-to-heart talk and just finish this off. We say that, but we don't actually connect to the heart and do a heart-to-heart talk. So, it's an experiment. Try doing it. You could be in an argument or a debate with somebody and just for 2 minutes, you don't have to close your eyes or anything like that. Mentally be in that awareness and you come to his heart and talk to the heart, heart to heart. When you do that connection with the heart, It will be a permanent connection. It will be an emotional connect. When you do a mind to mind, after some time you forget and you don't bother and you're not, you're not caring. Doesn't happen when you do a heart to heart talk. There is caring, there is love, there is understanding. And you remember that because there is an emotional connect to the whole conversation or to the relationship. But when you're angry, it is so difficult to control that anger. You have flipped completely. At that point in time, you do not remember to connect to the heart. You are screaming and shouting. You probably will remember this after the whole fight is over. When you become quiet, silent, calm, you'll remember, oh my God, why? So, simple thing is that you have to be in awareness. When you know you're going to be angry with this and this person and this situation, when you know that you're going to be angry. You know this person gets that anger out of you. You're aware of it, very aware of it. So the minute you are in that awareness that this is going to absolutely flip the lid. If you can at that point in time be in awareness and just connect to that person's heart immediately, the situation will diffuse. It will not reach that point which it normally leads to, like a volcano blast. Will not happen. Try doing this because it's all fine to fight and all that, but it doesn't give you a good feeling inside when you fought. It does not give you a good feeling. Whatever you may say, I'm relieved now, it's out of my chest. It's never out of your chest. It remains in your chest, it remains in your mind also. And during that fight or during that anger, you speak such unwanted things for which you repent later on. It just adds on to your karma baggage by saying all these things. So we don't want all of that, right? So the simple thing is just become aware about the heart of a person and connect to the heart. If you can do it before flipping, great. But otherwise, if you're in a debate or a normal conversation and you feel this conversation is going nowhere, connect to the heart and then start the conversation. The minute your tonality, your voice, your attitude changes, it automatically reflects in the other. These are very simple tips of life. Very simple tips of life which you can implement. This is no big meditation that you have to sit like this, closed eyes, watching your breath for long hours. Nothing like that. Or say some japa or some Sanskrit words or something, nothing. These are things you can implement in your life. And these small things will change your perception towards life. How difficult is this to implement? Not at all. It's nothing at all. Even if you're a believer in God, not believer in God, it doesn't matter. This is something which you face every day. You don't have to be a believer in divine. Forget it, it's okay. These are small tips of how you will live your life. Because every second day at least you come across a person with whom you have a debate. And there are heated arguments and this goes on. And if you're working in some company or something, definitely you'll be having this. So some easy means of how to handle life situations, can we not implement it? Certainly we can. Very easily implemented. So just that 18-inch distance between your mind and your heart. It's not really so far. Okay? So think from the heart. Your heart never tells you anything wrong. Mind will always put you in a duality. Mind will say one thing now, one thing later. And then it puts you into confusion. Abhi main ye karu ki ye wo karu. It will always put you into confusion. So connect your heart and ask your heart, what does your heart want? Heart will never ever say anything wrong. Never. That's something which Dadashiji had pointed out to us. My master Dadashiji, Maitreya Dadashiji, he had pointed out to us about the heart. Like when a woman gets pregnant, when she is pregnant, when she goes to the doctor checks the heartbeat of the child. when nothing is formed. It is just the two cells which have joined. But the heartbeat starts then. Then the body and the organs and everything else is formed. It's just the first two cells when the very initial stages when it is confirmed that when a woman is pregnant is by checking the heartbeat. So the heart starts the first and leaves the last. It's only when your heart stops is when you're declared dead. Not when your brain stops. Where you think the mind is here, thoughts are coming from here. If this stops, if your brain dead, you're still alive because your heart is going on. So the heart is there right from that conception till the end. So heart never goes wrong, heart never cheats you, hearts never tell you a lie. But we've not been taught to connect to the heart. It is all the mind all the time. And that is where the whole confusion is. And that is where all these problems and irritation and all of it starts. You yourself, even when you're alone, connect to your heart. Ask your heart certain questions about life. Ask your heart how to deal with certain people, with certain life situations. You'll get a proper answer from your heart, not from your mind. Mind will definitely put you into confusion. And mind will teach you something wrong. Because the problem is you don't know how to use the mind. It's that same mind which confuses you, but that same mind also puts good thoughts in your head. But you have to know how to differentiate between the two, which you don't know. Which is, of course, about meditation when you realize, okay, this is the thought which I want. Rest of the time, you can just shut up, I don't need you. That comes with a little bit of meditation and all that stuff, which if you want to, I can always guide you. You can check my website. I've got many modalities on my website. Please do check my website. It's really a request. www.smitajayakar.com. You'll find various ways how to shut that monkey mind. Okay, but for the time being, at least connect with your heart. When you speak from the heart, everything changes. When you connect to your heart, things are different. People feel it. Even if they don't understand what it is, they feel it. They feel it. That feeling is very important. This confuses you. Don't go with the mind. The heart. Try doing this. It's a very simple things, okay? Which will help you deal with life and its situations. Okay, my dear friends, have a nice day and have a great year. Namaste. Bye.